Sleepy, right? August 2019. This one's kind of vaporing already. I woke up, couldn't quite remember things, and I just woke up to look at me. Something about being in the house, upstairs in a room, with somebody's daughter. She was like sleeping. We weren't doing anything. Um, and someone did not want me there, and I was pushing the door closed and trying to keep it locked. I was trying to lock it in time, but whoever it was got there and was like trying to push it up, and yelling at me, banging on the door. It was so ugly. Um, and finally, like they pushed it enough that they put their whole head in, and it was like the girl's dad. And he was super pissed. He did not want me in there at all, and was banging on it, and kicking on it, and like I think he started like shooting the door, and like bolts were going by, and like trying to hold it close and not get shot at the same time. And then like punched a hole, or so there was a hole in the bottom. He threw like a stick of dynamite, not even kidding, like a little red dynamite, and like it hit, and like I went to throw it back in time, but then I like missed it, and I was like, oh, it's gonna go off, so like trying to jump away from it. It's like not going off. Still like throw some pillows down, throw the pillows around me. It's still not going off. Put pillows on top of it, and then it's still not going off. I don't remember, but I think it was like this big house. It turns out eventually, and it's like the grandparents or somebody is like totally cool with me, and they don't care that I'm there, and it's like their rules, so I win. And then I don't remember what happens. Next moment, I know I'm in like some sort of work garage or something. Someone's, oh god, what? I'm like working for these people, kinda, or it's like my shop, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna quit doing my business, which I have in real life, because we're not making money. We're gonna close. I'm saying, and everyone's like, what? Anyway, I go behind the counter, and there's some bad review thing from some weird guy who's like really pissed off about the work that the mechanics have done at my business, even though it's not the kind of business I run. But then he comes in and like threatens us, like, oh, I'm gonna be back, and you'll be sorry. And we're like, oh yeah, whatever. It's like threatening with guns or some shit. Eventually, he comes back, and Melissa's there, and is my wife, separated but best friends now. But I see them coming back. Him and some other dudes are, I don't know, and they have guns. I'm like, oh god, everybody get theirs, and find cover. I'm telling Melissa, get behind, don't use your weapon, just be safe. I don't want you hurt. And I aim my little pistol, and I take a shot something real far. It's like outside in this woods, and I see them going. I shoot them from really far away, and it hits them like enough that I'm like, oh wow, one down. That was easy. And then now it's coming to me. Next thing I know, I guess this one's jumpy, or I'm just not remembering. I am like underwater. I'm in a full dive suit thing with one of my customers named Kyle. He's a very soft-spoken, nice individual. He's in Shootout, and we're like down under the water, which felt like not water, but we were underwater, coming out of some sort of giant truck thing together, because we're gonna like open a fence or something so the truck can keep going. I don't know what we're doing, but we do it together, and he's telling me, watch out for he calls them Scuttlefish. He's like, don't, be careful with those. They mess with you, and they make you not remember something, and you start laughing, or I don't know, something like that. And I'm like, what's Scuttlefish? And I look, and they're like these pretty fat, like they look like pufferfish, but they're cuttlefish. I know cuttlefish are like squid. Anyway, they start coming near the fence that we're working on underwater, and we have our suits and our masks, our helmets on and stuff like that. And it's like, oh, cuttlefish, they're amazing. You ever eat? I'm talking to them like, they're really delicious. I love cuttlefish. They really are good. And he's like, yeah, but like, be careful with them or whatever. Anyway, next thing I know, like we're like shooting little tasers at them or something, and they're going away. But like one gets really close to me, and it's like not. I'm like waiting and waiting, or not. It's not reacting. And anyway, I can see it, and it looks like a pufferfish mainly, and then it does something. And then I realize like Kyle's like totally entranced by these cuttlefish, and to the point where he's taken off his suit, or he's completely. It does something like, and it makes you like stupid or forget. Anyway, he takes off his suit somehow. I see him, and he's just there breathing under the water. And I'm like, oh fuck! So like I grab him as fast as I can, and I put him inside the airlock, you know, and to go in and get the water out of there, and I'm pounding on him, you know, I'm doing CPR and I'm yelling for help. Like, oh my god, like he's been breathing in water for I don't know how long. He's dead. So I'm like CPR, counting my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you know, going to 20, and people are fucking coming. And I'm still going at it, and this it's not looking good. You know, you leave it to that point, and then I'm like, no, you know. And so I'm like trying everything. Like I'm starting to hit his chest, and all of a sudden, and then I look down, and he's like kind of like a piece of ground beef, just like he's turned into meat. And like I'm doing this, and it's like when you get frozen ground beef or something, and it's like you hit it with the spatula, and it's like kind of getting, or when it's like half defrosted, and you have like the form, and then there's like all the stuff that's like soft and falling out. Anyway, he turns into basically just a piece of ground beef, and like everyone's like, he's just gonna stay that way. He's gone. I'm like, no. So we lost Kyle in my dream. Anyway, I think he goes back to the full shooting thing. So these guys are shooting at the shop, like we're in a gunfight with these people and all this, and I forget what happens. There's like this timeout because something happened, and there's like 3 people. There's a dude, a fat dude, and this girl, and like they're 3 bad guys, and they're like everyone's like just pretending they're not there because like parents come in or customers come in, and everyone's just whatever, or their family comes in, so they're like, oh, you know, everyone just not do this while they're here. Anyway, I'm walking around, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just put the gun behind this one guy's head, and just so I shoot it, and of course here we are with what I mentioned before. All the guns turn into fucking BBs. Nothing starts working. Like it hurts them, but no one's dying. No one notices I have this little pistol and I'm shooting people. I go around trying to do that to the guys, and it's not working. Then there's some like little glass BBs that one of them points out, and I put it in the gun like a BB gun, and I jiggle around and make sure it's loaded and cock it, and that stings them more, but it doesn't kill anybody. So eventually, what I remember is I remember getting one of the guy's wrists and saying, "Look, guy, like, are we done with this? Because I don't want this to happen. Are you gonna be doing this gun shit anymore?" And I think he was being a dick about it, so I started twisting his wrist like I learned in martial arts, which makes you just And I did it to the point where apparently he blew up, like he disintegrated from it. And I was like, whoa, I did not expect or mean that. And then I forget what happened to the second guy, but then all it was the girl was left. And I'm telling her, look, this is over, right? Like, I'm sorry I did that to the guy. I didn't mean to, but this shit's gotta end. It's just kind of tough and shit like that. And then I kind of realized, like, oh, she's like, looks really familiar, kinda, and is kind of attractive. Well, we start talking, and she's being a tough girl still, and walking upstairs, you know, and then she's like, oh, you know, and I realize her name. She tells me, it's like, I'm like, what's your name? She says, my name's Daniella. I'm like, oh, I know Daniella. Daniella was one of my customers, and I kind of liked her a little bit. I was going to ask her out once upon a time, but she had lost a bunch of weight in my dream and was even sexier. Long story short, she agrees to be like my old lady. Like, she'll do whatever I want. She'll, like, you know, do me sexual favors. She'll be like my assistant or whatever. I was like, all right, fuck it, fine. And I'm telling her, oh yeah, I remember you. You look great. You lost a bunch of weight. You know, blah blah blah. Next thing I know, I'm walking up with her, and she's like mine. I'm like, yeah, you know, I got this little girl to do whatever I want. I'm gonna fuck her or something, I guess. And all of a sudden, like, I hear one of my customers, John. He's a pretty cool dude. I hear him like somewhere, and then all these other bikes show up. Which I guess now all of a sudden I'm part of an MC. And he starts doing this speech, like initiating her and I, or her into it, or both of us, kinda. I don't know. And I'm looking around at where it goes, and he's saying it line by line, really like ceremonial. And then like I guess like the president of the MC comes out, some older guy, and he's like, "What's the next line?" He tells them, and then all of a sudden, like, he keeps reciting it, and I can't remember the details, but typical MC stuff, I believe. And then it's done, and everyone cheers and hollers and whoops and stuff like that. And I don't know. I can't remember much of this one. I guess really there was the nightmares were basically like the cuttlefish, the losing my friend, seeing him turn into meat, the fear of the shootout. Um, yeah, that was high stress. Not one of my worst nightmares, but definitely strange. It's very jumpy now. I don't know if I'll remember more as the day goes on. But this one was complicated and kind of all over the place. But I also slept way longer than normal too today, so I kind of needed that. I don't know. Weird dreams.